Welcome to the BioShack. Short and sweet today. I just wanted to carry on with our definitions, the database that we're building. So I just wanted to try and clarify something today, or at least give my standpoint or understanding of it. So I just wanted to try and give some sort of distinction between the two terms of biohackers and grinders. Now, a lot of you before listening to this podcast probably didn't even know the term biohacking or have heard of biohackers. And I would say that even fewer of you had heard of the term grinders. Yet when you go into Wikipedia and you look for biohacking, as in episode 2, Biohackers comes up with a German TV series, and biohacking comes under body hacking. And there is only reference to grinders. It doesn't actually give any mention or reference at all to biohackers as being even an alternative name for people who conduct biohacking. So under grinders, we've got grinders are a self-identified community of body hackers. The grinder movement is strongly associated with body modification movement and practices actual implantation of cybernetic devices in organic bodies as a method of working towards transhumanism, which we now also have the definition for as well. So the wording for this is interesting. Practices actual implantation of cybernetic devices as opposed to the non-actual implantation, that fake implantation, in organic bodies, as opposed to those non-organic bodies that we put implants in. I think this needs tidying up. At some point, I might just go in here and mess about with this Wikipedia article a little bit. So this implies that anyone conducting biohacking or body hacking are called grinders, a self-identified community of body hackers. There is a slight mention at the bottom here of biohacking where it just says biohacking can also refer to managing one's own biology. I discussed this in the second episode. So it acknowledges the existence of biohacking as a type of body hacking, but doesn't mention biohackers. Now, at no point during the 13 years-ish that I've been doing this job, at no point have I referred to myself as a grinder or being part of the grinder movement, and I don't know whether I just don't like the word or if I feel like it's maybe just an Americanism, because I haven't really heard that as a European term particularly. I also think it can mean too many other things. For one, it's an app, right? It's a dating app for gay men, right? That's Grindr. So I'm not sure I'd want to put on my CV Grindr. Even just the word doesn't sound like a good thing. That's not how I want to describe my work. I can't honestly say that the term biohacker is much better, but I'd sooner have biohacker on my CV than Grindr. At least biohacker has a slightly better suggestion of what I do for my job, that I hack biology. I'm not sure how Grindr references anything I do in that name. So to keep this short, my distinction between these two terms, because they are both used, and I shall try and update this, or at least put in my request to update this page. My distinction is going to be that grinders are the group of people that practice this on themselves. So they implant either technology that they've bought from engineers and developers that make this, or they've made things themselves and they're implanting it on themselves. Whereas biohackers implant on other people. Biohackers are doing the biohacking to other people, whereas grinders are doing it on themselves. That's about as close as I can get to separating those two terms. They may well just be one and the same, But then why have two terms for the same thing? I just don't particularly like it as a description for what I do. It's my job is already pretty difficult to explain, and even just on a very basic, simple level that I try and explain it to people, it already freaks people out. So the last thing I want to do is refer to myself as a grinder. It's not making my job sound any better at all. So I shall continue to refer to myself as a biohacker, with the clarification and understanding from my point of view, at least, that because I conduct this on other people, I am biohacking others, I am the biohacker. And then people that do it on themselves are maybe referring to themselves as grinders. You're going to get different answers on this depending on who you ask, like many things in the world. But I just wanted to weigh in with my thoughts on that and how I describe myself and the work that I do. We'll leave it there for today. Thanks for listening. Please join the Discord server. The link is on the front page of my website. Any other questions you can ask in the Discord. I'll put them in the comments section below. Thanks for listening. Next question.